that's like difficult to deal with?
Um, I guess like I'm always trying to hit them now. And if they're playing at ranges where I just can't really get an overshoot that's unreactable and without them retreating, it's like I know the answer in my head is to just like take space, work them into the corner until they have no more room to retreat if they're gonna really stick to that game plan. It's just so hard for me to like actually play by that.
So, what is the biggest thing that you think gets in the way of that?
I get bored.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Um, So, why is it boring? Because I actually find the process of pinning someone and like taking away all their toys and options and making them miserable, I find that very rewarding. So I'm just curious, um, what is it about it that you don't find enjoyable?
I think a lot of it probably comes from how I just ended up framing it as I continued playing. It just seems like I mean, my favorite part of the game personally is just like being able to press buttons and like do pressure and like really just like overwhelm my opponent. And I feel like when they're taking that away from me, it's kind of frustrating. Um,
Okay. So they're not letting you play the game that play the way that you want to play, basically.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Uh, and where do you find this happens the most? Are there specific matchups, or is it just kind of like across the board?
Um, Yeah, it happens against Jigglypuff a lot. If I'm in the right mentality, that I'm able to like play against her, but also against like certain foxes and Marths, it happens a lot. Um, and I struggle against Falcon with it a lot too. I'd say Falcon might actually be the biggest one just because he's so fast and his payback and air is so hard to contest.
Yeah, you can't really go in on him like whenever you want, can you? Like because he's so quick and he has more range than you. Like you actually do have to kind of like walk him into good positions and force him to make a decision.
Yeah,
Falcon's so lame. Um,
I agree.
so Falcon, Puff, like sorry, you said what was the other character? Falcon, Puff, and
Marth.
Marth. Yep, makes sense. What about Peach? How do you feel about her?
With Peach, it's a little different. I'd say with Peach, it's more like she's setting up a game plan where it's really hard to hit her, but not because she's running away, just because her defensive play is so insane. Like
Hmm.
that's how it felt playing against Trip, where it's like, oh well, I can like grill you, but like you're just gonna SDI out of it and get a reversal unless I'm really on point with my reaction, drill timing, and like Jay-Z shine. And like I can't nair you like until like 60. So what do I do until then? Because when I laser, he closes space. Like he has an answer for everything, it felt like.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so like, help me out here. Let's actually do a mental. Let's do a thinking game, like a thinking exercise. So I am drawing this extremely well done to scale model of FD,
Yeah.
which is the purple line. So where are you? If this is one end and this is the other end, where are you? And what's your favorite
Uh
color?
Purple. So let's just
We
do
can
I
do
guess
this
I
one.
guess that works. Yeah, like right there.
Okay. And then you have a tail because you're fox.
Yeah.
And then where is Triff? He's gonna be pink.
Yeah, Trip is probably like about the symmetrical to me. I'd say usually he's like not all the way in the corner, but he's like under where side flats usually would be on the
So
but
like
on like
here.
FD. Yeah.
Okay, so then we're gonna draw his beautiful flowy gown. And so what's the game plan here? And then, yeah, she's got her crown because she's taller than you. And then she's, yeah, I will kill you. So where do we fight her? Like, where do we fight her? Like,
So
if this is
I
like we're talking about side platforms, so should this be Battlefield?
I guess that'd probably be easier because we don't
Okay,
or I guess we could plan up team this side,
no, it's
but
all good. We're smart,
yeah.
resourceful people. So like the side platter is probably like there's one up here,
Mhm.
and then there's one on around here, and then there's one here and one here. Right?
Yeah.
So, okay. So,
So
what's the move? Like, what's your first instinct when you see this layout?
I'd probably like to close a little space. Move, I guess, like a character length forward about maybe a 1.5.
So like
I don't
we
want to get too close. Like, I don't want to get inside of like a range where she can like pivot down smash me or something, or just do any burst option. Like, I want to be right outside, I guess, of like strong dash attack range usually.
so dash attack's probably around here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So we want to be behind this line or playing close to it but very flexibly. Like we don't really want it like this is kind of the danger zone, anything closer than this.
Hmm.
So then with that in mind, we have all of this that we can take. Right? This is
Yep.
good, this is good, this is good. All of this is fine. So, what does she do in response if you advance here?
Let me think. Probably. I think she has a few choices she can make. She can enter crouch cancel. She can feint and approach, and she can like set flow and start walling. I guess would be
Okay.
like her main things.
So she can go here. She can
Mhm.
sit with crouch or something. Or
Yeah,
she can like advance, right?
yeah.
Okay. Of these, if she's crouching, then can she SDI?
I don't. I guess not.
Well, like
Well,
I guess she can technically, but like the
well,
physical
like
input
they
is
aren't
like
gonna
really hard.
react to it, so
Yeah, they're
it's
expecting a hard hit.
so usually when people are SCIing drills, it's just like they're prepping for it after a whiff.
Usually, yeah.
Okay, cool. That makes sense.
Yeah, of course, because there's a physical requirement of the input, right?
Yeah.
And it's different from how we DI standard attacks.
Mhm.
So that's a big thing.
Okay.
Do you still feel real? So that probably helps because I think that like you're feeling a little lost in terms of like how you organize when you go for things, but that like
Mhm.
probably clears it up a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah,
So
it does.
drills are almost better if they're counter hits, aren't they? Like if you're hitting them out of something or when they don't expect it, as opposed to
Hmm.
like being just like whenever.
Yeah.
Like after a whiff, I mean, like after like they've had time to react. Because I bet if you go forward to this spot and you see her like down, like crouch in place, you can. That's a free drill.
Okay. I see.
Like if you see her wave dash back and you clip her out of the movement, especially if she's holding down for it. If she's still holding down and back for it, yeah, that's probably works too, right? Because she's gonna
Hmm.
probably release the stick back to neutral, as we do, to prep the next input that comes after the wave dash, and then we can go from there. But during that time, if we're hitting her with drill and she hasn't picked up on that the situation is actually her getting hit, not her wave dashing back to set up her play, then yeah, we just get her and get the free combo and go off.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so like what we have here is we have an answer for this. Like we have a pretty solid one for here. It's really like this dash forward and this float stuff that's the problem, isn't it?
Hmm.
Can we full hop on either of them?
We could full hop the float, but that seems dangerous when you could just like react to her floating and then wait for the landing. I feel like in this position where I have center stage, I'm gonna be doing a whole lot of reacting to her position.
But what if she goes up into the float?
Like, don't I just wait for it to end and try and shark?
Why not
Usually,
just hit her? Like why can't we attack her though?
I guess her hitbox isn't that good there. I mean, I'm thinking about it, it's like she could really just force a nair trade if I did it best, right?
Yeah, because I feel like her fair is really slow. Like she's like using
Yeah.
Ganondorf's. She's using like a Ganondorf fair speed fair against Fox's like approaching tool at this kind of range. Like I don't really. I feel like we have.
Okay.
I feel like we got things right. Like
Yeah. I'd probably go up there and pull up back at it.
yeah, so like you'd go make a line here and bear here.
Yeah.
Could you run under an up air?
Um, Probably. I think I've been using short up very on speech not to get your flow with full hop up air. It's just like it's hard to hit. Like you need a really precise call out because of like how much quicker the hitbox is than there and there.
Okay.
So I feel like if I have a good read on exactly where she's gonna float, it'd be a good call out. But if not, I should just go for a more extended hitbox.
Okay. So like up air is an option, but not right away.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
how I think about it.
That makes sense to me. I mean, like, that seems very reasonable. So we have, like, up air, and you said short hop up air, right? Or full hop?
I'd say full hop to catch like the float height she goes for in Spox because if it's short hop would be like really easy. I think she'd just like not get hit by the second. Probably she'd get clipped by the first one, which is like
Hmm.
next.
I feel like you should probably know that and not, like, probably know that, you know?
Yeah, you're right. I should.
So that's, like, so that's something I'm going to write down. That's something I'm going to actually write down here. So, like, what, does short hop, no, what float heights, does short hop up air hit? Because if it's only like the very top one that it doesn't hit, you know, that like actually gives you a lot of power against like the middle ones she does. Because I know the ones you're talking about, but like if she does the ones that are just above Fox's like short hop nair, then yeah, I think that your up air actually does get her, and she uses that one pretty commonly.
Okay.
If she goes higher though, like the one above that, not her highest, but the one right after, I don't know about that one. But you're also the aspiring professional, so I'm sure that you can figure that out.
Yeah.
Pull punch.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Um,
So, and then it's really just like this thing here, this advancing dash attack. That's kind of a problem. Is there ever an argument for like pivoting into shield?
I'd say so. I don't think her dash grab isn't particularly frightening.
Yeah, because I'm thinking if we block here, right, and she comes forward with the dash attack, then like we're good. We're set up for that. If she jumps into the
Yeah.
air, then we have back air like wall to like go at her. We don't necessarily need to stay here either. We can go to top platform. Like we have a lot of options here, and like that create like approach angles that she's not really good at defending because she doesn't really have anything other than her up air in this spot, does she?
Hmm.
So like and her up air's only out for like a little bit. Like it's not tons. It's like not tons of coverage. Like it's not solid coverage, but it's like high impact coverage. But like that's kind of what you don't want to be swinging around versus Fox. Like you don't want to be jumping up with like attacks that have short duration because he's just gonna like timing mix you up and come in after. Yeah, and coming down from here with like fast fall, nair, back air, up tilt. Like that's the moneymaker stuff. That's how you could do like the big damage against her. Because if you get a bear up tilt, like falling fast fall bear up tilt after she whiffs something into like up air, another back air, or up tilt or up smash, like that's she's in hot water then. Yeah. So the reason I wanted to go through this is I just want us to think about like different threat ranges and like different ways that we can approach a situation. Because like when we started this, remember how kind of restrictive we were looking at the scenario?
Yeah.
But like we actually have a lot we can do, don't we?
Yeah.
And this is against a simple ass character like Peach. So like imagine how many things we can do versus like a more complicated one like Fox, right?
Hmm.
So that's kind of what the theme of today. Did you start on Battlefield or Stadium, by the way?
Let me check.
Oh wait, no, they're both Stadium. I'm stupid.
Yeah, they are. The first one ends in 224.
Yep, that makes sense. Because yeah, timestamps.
Yeah.
So I have it in half speed. Let me know if this works for you.
Yeah, this works.
Perfect. So you're obviously the blue one.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't fly so good. What the heck?
Yeah.
That's a sick tag. What is it like? Is there more meaning or is it just funny?
Yeah, it's like there's this scene in The Dark Knight Rises where like they're on the plane and the CIA agent just throws a guy off the plane, like pretends to, and he's just like he didn't fly so good. And it's really stupid. I just thought it sounded funny.
Okay, so here's
That's
some. Perfect. No, that's hilarious, but something I just noticed. So you're like walling him out, and he goes for like the worst full hop drill of all time. What are we doing here? Like, walk me through. Like, what are we looking for here? That to me, this looks like a grab.
Yeah. Can we go back a little?
Yeah,
I
let's
just
start
want to
from.
see
We can
those.
start. We can start from the beginning.
Okay, so let's see. So I played this guy before. I think what was probably happening was I played him so much, I was just sure he was like gonna dash back instead of full hopping. I committed way too early to cover it. Yeah, I think that's exactly what it was. And I just need to like react better there instead of committing. I think I have a big problem where I try and go for people's position, like hit them where I think they're gonna be before I react to where they actually are. Like there's like a disconnect, I guess.
So I think, yeah, we're seeing that here because he's just landed on this zone. So let's like actually, I'm gonna back up 1 second here so we can like play this out and get to the part that's important, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So where are we? Why is it not displaying the time on Slippy? There we go. Thank you. Okay, so we have like this going. We have this going on. We have this snare. So then he goes for this snare, and what I want you to tell me is, what is where it like? Let's break this one down because I think this situation is kind of important. So, because this is like this is kind of like a one we can use as a jumping off point for more complicated ones. He's going to be orange.
All
so
right.
where does he land? Like, let's say that this is the floor of the stage because this is what it is. Where does he land? Actually, it's more like here. Yeah, it's further down. It's here. Okay, cool. So where does he land on this green line, realistically?
Probably right before the black line on stadium without drift and on it with drift.
Okay, cool. So like here to like here, like depending on his
Yeah.
drift, somewhere between these 2 points.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, cool. So now I want you to tell me if that's the case, why are you so far away from him, like, for this?
Well, let me see. So what do you do? I can't react until he lands from the shore hop because it's so fast, I'm pretty sure. So how far away was I? I think like okay. So I was just too far away before he initiated the short hop, which made me too far to lift punch. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Oh, I see. Um,
Yeah, like, this is, like, almost like a full dash length.
oh, yeah. Okay. I don't know. I guess I've never thought about spacing on stuff like that hard. It's not really occurred to me. I
Yeah,
kind of just dash back and try and whip punish after.
that's okay. So, let's expand on this. If we had to, like, if we extend this line out further to, like, capture, the full distance, to capture, a greater area, where does Fox's short hop start on this line?
Um, Probably around the circle in the Pokeball.
I'd agree with that. So from here to okay, let's do this cleanly. No, the ruler has like a magnet that like that like attracts lines to it when you're working with it. So like around from here, right?
Yeah,
Perfect. Do you want to test that?
sure.
Yeah, let's see how good we are. I love Pokemon Stadium for like learning for this reason.
Alright, so he reacts to my nair right here and then goes in with his own right on the Pokeball.
Is this
Okay.
Is this fast fault or not?
Can you play in real time?
Yeah.
It's hard to see without it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this should be fine. Oh wait, it's 18.
I don't think that was fastballed actually.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
So like,
So
so using our diagram, we can actually record that. How far does he go from like? Because this is actual his like where his like where his thing leaves the ground, but this is where his jump squad started.
yeah.
So let's make a note of that. JC or JS. We'll use a darker one, and I'm gonna thicken this line. This needs to be bigger. So we have a jump squad starting here. This is where like our point of aerial is. So like it's really more like this, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, what are we learning about our range? Or we're kind of like what have you learned about like his range from this? Like what are we finding out?
It's not as big as I expected.
That's important. That probably makes a big difference I'd expect in terms of like how we go about engaging him, because like this is a much smaller area than what we originally had, isn't it? Like we used to have to encounter this circle and like this range here, but really it's just this. So with that in mind, you can probably stay a lot closer to him, can't you?
Mm-hmm.
So where should you be relative to him when he starts his jump here?
Where should I be
On the green
relative to
line.
him when he starts? Yeah, let's think.
So this is the starting point here.
Probably about right under where his boot is right now.
It's like here? Here?
Yeah, I'd say.
It's like this general area.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that this is your good zone. Like this.
That I'm like,
Yeah, and you're like way elsewhere. Like
yeah.
so, what we're learning here is that Fox, we can measure the opponent's like longest like approaching tool, and because of the cues that go into like setting up that tool, we can use that as our way of of reacting to their shifts in their positions. Because think about how much easier it is if you're here to like dash this way this much and then just turn around and then run the dash the other way, or even
Right.
just like turn around. Like it's so much tighter, it's so much cleaner.
So to be able to play the RPS properly, occupying the correct ranges doesn't just matter for overshooting. It also makes me with punishing way easier.
Correct. This game is
I
not about.
see.
This game has two rock paper scissors systems that run concurrently. There's the hit. But the more important one, if you have to be good at one, obviously don't. But like hypothetically, how you do the attack is more important than what attack you did.
Okay.
Because you can beat people at basically, if you have a skill difference, you can beat people basically doing whatever the heck you want in this game. You know that. I know that. Like,
Hmm.
it's how people go like Marth and like beat Falcon players by just nairing 8,000 times. It's because how they do that nair is more impactful than what aerial they're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah. But if you just pick the right move, like for the RPS system, you can still lose because of being baited by whiff punishes, overshot, or undershot. Because they can outmaneuver you.
Hmm.
The positional RPS is, I'd say it's like about like 70% of what goes into a successful initiation, if not higher. Might even be as high as like 80-20. But like, it's somewhere, it depends on the matchup, I think, a little bit, and the characters, but yeah, it's really, really, really impactful. So knowing these ranges is super, super, super critical.
Okay.
For funsies, let's do another one. Let's add another thing to our chart. If he's starting from here, because this is his point of decision, where does his running shine hit? Like, or start
Um,
to hit rather.
let's see. It'd start to hit about like right at the end of the gray. Like,
Like here, right?
yeah, exactly.
Interesting. So what does that tell us? So now we're starting to get, I think, so what's kind of cool about this? Like, where do you want to be for punishing this nair?
So yeah, basically running shine will be trying to whip punish the area. But that's just the overshoot beating me with punishing, right?
It is, but remember, it's about how it's. This game is all about how, and we have trouble sometimes measuring where we're supposed to be with overshooting, right? So
Yeah.
this adds context to that because our dash dances. If we had to formalize Fox's dash dance zone, it's like for you, it's probably around here in this scenario because of how you're trying to deal with the aerial, which means that if his overshoot happens about here, that means he's in the perfect spot for it with not just his running shine but also like running down tilt, which is a common one that people are doing more of. Like you're just kind of in the zone that works for this play, because your dash dance points are like between here and here,
Yeah.
so it's structure. We know that because
Mhm.
of where the other fought. Like if we were in his shoes and we saw him dash dancing here, we'd know that this is basically this cues for playing around aerial, which is part of why we would go for that overshoot.
Yeah.
Because if they're hanging out here and here and we're over here, then yeah, that's a little bit more clearer to spot.
Mhm.
Do you disagree?
No, no, that
Okay.
makes sense.
I sometimes, when you get quiet, I sometimes don't know what you're thinking, and as like a former Sheik player, that makes me very, very nervous because I must always know what a fox is thinking. No, I'm kidding.
No, yeah.
Kidding. Let's keep going though.
Uh,
Do you have any questions?
Before we continue, can I just say full disclosure? I just have like some mental shit, I'm gonna be honest. So I just like kind of zone out occasionally really badly for like 10 seconds. That's my fault. If I just ever ask you to repeat something, please don't be offended. It's not like me trying to that I'm bored or anything. I just literally like lose focus sometimes, like uncontrollably.
I really appreciate you being upfront with me about that, and totally fine. If you need me to repeat something, that's not a problem. What I do ask though is just like, please don't hesitate to let me know it's happened, and yeah, we'll rewind as much as you need.
All right, thank you. Yeah.
No problem.
But all right, for sure.
Ah, again, I'm here to help you. So if this is what you need to be helped, that's totally fine. Did you have anything to add after, or are you good to move on?
Yeah, so just what we were talking about earlier then, just to make sure I got it, was like the mechanisms of like how if I'm occupying a range where I can then whip punch the area, well then he has new answers to beat that. It's all a system where then running shine works. And I have to think about how to play against running shine, which then could in turn make me start losing the aerials again, right? Stuff like that. It's just
Yeah,
about everything like has an answer and like it's all connected to each other.
correct.
Was that okay?
Because combat is very, very, very interactive.
Hmm.
So let's see if we can spot any of those situations as they come up. So like, yeah, you have the right idea. It's just you're too far away. Like you can see that now, right?
Yes.
Like, yeah. So I think that like from here, love this.
And then I like back up for no reason after the shine too.
Well,
And
it's
then like don't close my space like in a way where it's like even though it doesn't even matter that I back up, it's just like after the shine I'm way too far away because I'm afraid of getting close.
I don't think it's that you're afraid of getting close. I think that you understand the distance. You think that he has more range than he does. That's it.
I see. Okay.
Because I feel like when we say we back up for no reason, like that does us a disservice. Because like it doesn't like you're a good player. By all accounts, like you're a very very solid player. You don't really just do things just cause, especially in ranked sets and like tournament sets. I just think that this is just a misunderstanding, and
I see.
there's nothing wrong with that.
Right. Yeah.
So let's talk about this let's talk about Fox's free fall real quick. What is your understanding of? Have you ever heard anyone ever use a term the fall zone?
No.
Okay, it's okay. We used to like that's like the lame name for it. But I have a feeling you probably haven't heard the cool name for it either. If you haven't heard that one, the cool name is the Christmas tree. I think we're actually gone too far. Basically the way the Christmas tree works is when somebody jumps in the air, you draw like a line of like a line below them of their available like fall trajectories at the peak from the peak of their jump. So this is his peak, right?
Yeah.
So let's like make a Christmas tree.
I see. Okay.
It makes sense, right?
Yeah, yeah. You're just like visualizing a tree, it looks like on at least.
Yeah, because you'll have like angles in not in both directions for the drift.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is some old ancient Cactuar stuff. So what would you say? What would you say the angle I need is? Do you think it's 75? Do you think it's 78? Like, talk to me.
Let's see. So I think he could probably since he's back flipping drift back to like
The platform.
yeah, yeah, I think it'd probably be like yeah, like that about
Okay.
platform and then if he's drifting back it'd go farther than 77 degrees.
Okay. Cool. So like, how much farther would he go? Like here?
Yeah, about exact. I think so.
Perfect. Yeah, I know. I have a little bit of experience versus Fox. I've played him like twice or so.
Yeah.
In 19 years, I've played against him like maybe like twice, once, some amount of numbers. Okay, cool. So we have and what we understand here. This is actually important. Trajectory of the character going into this matters, doesn't it? Because
Hmm.
it also that impacts their drift.
All
Absolutely,
right.
absolutely. So with us being here, where do we want to be? How do we want to structure our dash dance based on this information?
Hmm. So
What are the important features of this stage that help us make this decision?
the side plat.
Absolutely. So what does that tell us? Where's the
The-
line that we've like where do we go?
We probably want to go like I don't know. This is like I guess what I'm confused about here is like on the one hand, I want to take center when I would punish. On the other hand, I want to abuse the fact that you can drift less far in the towards the corner. So I'm not completely sure. I have no idea actually.
So I will tell you right now, you actually do the first part correctly.
Okay.
Or you do the first part in a way that I would, because I think that I'm very good at this. But yeah, you go here. Now, why?
Mhm.
No, what's because he has to fall during this time too. So by you going there during his dash when he begins falling, he probably reaches. Actually, we have this on screen. Yeah, he reaches about here. So if we go back to our handy dandy diagram, he's about here. You'd say.
Mhm.
Cool. So what have we done here? So let's add some numbers. We're gonna make him orange again. So this is his starting position of 1. And this is his of 0, and this is his next position of 1. Then you're going to be purple as discussed. So this is 0, and this is now your 1, right? So when he goes to here, if the characters are in these two spots, how has the dynamic changed? He's under more pressure, isn't he?
Yes.
So why is he under more pressure?
I'm not sure.
It's because he's closer to you. That's got to be a factor, right?
Right.
But also, so like, and he's at like a very good, like if you just go in with up smash here, like when he gets what range do you think you up smash him? If you wanted to go for a call out,
like where on the line, or what
just
range
like
would I be at?
just roughly what spot here?
Oh, okay. I'd probably be like, if I want to up smash his drift back, like yeah, right where I'm standing right now, but
Yeah,
like turn around.
So we have up smash going in various directions. That's a threat for him. Like that can hurt him. And can he really do anything if you down tilt too? Like if you just like running, if you turn here, you can probably do stuff with your down tilt. You've probably got stuff with like wave dash back up tilt. Like you've got a lot of threats here, don't you?
Yeah.
What does he have to threaten you with?
I'm at 0%, so pretty much nothing.
Yeah, like he has his back air, but like it doesn't really do anything if you hold down.
And Drill's gonna trade.
Yeah.
If I like choose to whip punish.
Yeah, or if you like if you undershoot, like guard your space, it either trades or it loses, and it does 3 to you. And then if you whiff punish it, you just get him because like Drill has like has a lot of landing, like it has 9 landing lag, like that's a lot for a Fox.
Yeah.
For Fox Dittos. So this is actually pretty dicey. I would say that like this is the point at which a lot of decisions are made. So would Fox's back air, like where would his relevant tools hit in this like area roughly? Like around here?
Yeah.
Okay, so all you have to do to beat him really is just stay behind this as he's coming down, right?
Okay.
So this is like the no-no zone.
So just to be clear, am I reacting to his drift after he reaches his apex, or am I just reacting to him reaching the apex usually?
Well,
and then reading the drift.
Well, remember, he like hangs in the air at his apex, right? And then he starts moving, so that's what you're reacting to.
Oh, okay.
Because think like here, let's watch this in like real time a bit.
So like, I can see as the backflip, and I just see him moving, and then I just like read, like I see the beginning of the angle, and then just like make the rest of it out in my head, and I guess act accordingly to where he's gonna land based off that.
Yeah, because
I see. And then what happens when the bear connects?
Yeah, we're using vectors basically, right?
Right.
Like this is you're totally fine here. Like look at this, and you see why that first step though of going onto the platform is important because it sets it up because it denies any aggressive option in this whole area. Like if we drew a line, I'm just not going to use the ruler because it's inefficient right now. But if it draws a line around here, that just means that anything done here, if we are under the platform, none of it works.
Yeah.
Like this entire zone is basically just like blocked off.
Okay.
Like anything that is not here, like anything that comes closer than this doesn't work because we can just stand here and punish it. It's only the things behind this line that are a problem. The other cool thing that we can do here, honestly, if we see him drifting like this, is we can just run over and back air him. Like we don't necessarily need to let him go through all this, because you'll see what I mean in a second. Because if we just jump up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't have to play in the Christmas tree either. We know that this is blocking him, so if he falls in this area, like at this angle, Oh god, I did not want to do that. Let's...
Right, like I've seen him full hop. I've clearly been able to react to this point. I can just like out of the dash back, full hop back air, right?
Well, what I was gonna say is, yeah, like this. If we pretend like this is a line that represents where he can't attack, like this area,
Yeah.
we can just like, because we know he has to go this way too. We can just come up at this angle as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I
we
see.
have a lot of power in this position. This is like a really key one to understand, because this is part of how, when you have someone pinned, you pick them apart. Because think about all the times that like Triff or like a Jigglypuff player or whoever full hops in the corner or tries to use something like that to go around you, right? This is how you get them. Because we can take this structure and apply it to, like, you know, the corner of the stage where the with the side platforms there. Except it's easier because they're more like in their way on like on Battlefield or Yoshi's or whatever, right?
Right.
Hmm.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Did we zone out? Like,
Yeah.
everything good?
No, no, that makes sense. Like, it's literally just trying to. How do I phrase this? I want to try and phrase this just to internalize it better, but
Go. This is important.
yeah, it's like basically you're recognizing where his drift is going and what he can do out of it. And that's like it's also just important to recognize that you've reacted to I'm so bad at verbalizing, but it's important that you react to like their position and then you can sometimes just go out there and call out instead of waiting for what they do afterwards and
We
keep that in mind.
Sure. It's also recognizing that in relation to these side platforms,
Right.
there's a period where they can't really like attack if we're like attack into us, right? So we are
Yeah.
also playing off of that.
So like they have to go below the plat before they can commit to an attack.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying unless they're like reading me rising up, but that's not probably gonna be the level one.
Well,
And
if they're reading you rising up, then you can still just outposition. Like, let's say, okay, remember,
oh yeah, you're right. Especially because he's facing ahead.
huh?
I I understand. I think I get it. So it's literally just like you're out positioning him based on like the I'm so bad
No,
verbalizing.
try
I
it.
swear I get it. It's like
Just say
the
it. It doesn't
side
have to be
plat.
perfect.
Yeah, the side plat is blocking off movement, which, or I mean, is blocking off attacks, which means that you can just go out there and hit him because you are below him and he is in a position to hit you.
And his only alternative is to go over here, which we can still scout by going here. So this is always really...
Exactly. So like, there's no reason to not go there because it's going to cover either drift just for different reasons.
There you go.
Okay.
And you said you
Cool.
didn't know how to say it. But are you finding this helpful?
Very.
More interesting than a fiction lesson? I'm
Probably.
kidding.
Yeah.
Fiction, don't destroy me.
Yeah.
Alright, let's speed this up a bit. Because I don't think we're just getting comboed.
Yeah, right.
We don't need to watch this. Because yeah, today's like all about advantage state. Ah, see what happened there?
Yeah, can we look at that again? All right, so I back air, and then he,
It's okay, we'll go back.
yeah.
So he double jumps.
Uh-huh.
So actually, this is a good example of something. Do you think you fast fell that?
No.
So if he goes above us with his double jump, why not fast fall?
No reason not to. I miss the infos sometimes. It's something I should practice more, but I guess from that situation, I whip the Nair, he's above me. I fast fall the Nair, and then I am in a position to catch his landing, so with like an up tilt or something.
Yeah, exactly. The funny thing is you could actually still rescue this.
With Shine?
No, he drilled. So you can just shield. And then
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we actually had a way to like solve this. I don't actually think the Nair is bad at all though. Like, the way you did it, like, looks a little weird, but, like, I might have actually started it a little bit sooner. Like, a little bit later, rather. Like, I want to hit this area if I think he's gonna, like, if
Right.
he's gonna go there.
But that just like plays into the fact that I'm playing a little too far away again, right?
Mm-hmm. I
Okay.
So I have a question here. If you're keeping so far away, why not full hop? Like, because I get why people keep further away sometimes, but why not full hop Nair?
I never full hop into the corner. I don't know why.
But you see what I mean? Like, he's kind of going for.
Yeah, like it would just like hit him there, and he wouldn't have his double jump, and he'd get naired off stage at like 60.
Yeah, and then you just jump out and blink him, and then you're
Yeah,
3-2.
right.
Eh,
Because people love to full hop out of the corner, especially foxes.
yeah. And I mean, like, you were using full hop back here with the platform to like wall him. It just doesn't work quite as well on Pokemon Stadium because of like where they're situated, but like it's still a good strategy. What are we doing with this Nair? Like, after you hit this really good Nair, like, what is the plan? I feel like there wasn't a plan.
Oh yeah, I definitely could have fast fallen that and set up for a reaction tech chase, like no doubt about it. I need to get better at finding nairs working reaction tech chase because usually I just set up for like a tech chase and it's like I thought he was gonna get attack, so I guess it works, but like there's just something much better to do there than just wait and hope he gets attacks. Because if he just like lands and reacts to me dash dancing there, he can just roll away and reset, right?
Yeah, so I'm actually going to suggest, why don't we explore things that we can do that are not reaction tech chases, because I know you already know how to do those. To me, this looks like a Nair that like a follow-up that was missed, not because you didn't have, like, not because you can't do the follow-up here, but because it was a high-pressure situation where
Hmm.
you just don't have the wherewithal, like, you don't have everything, because you're down 4-2. This is a ranked set, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're down 4-2. It's game one. You're like kind of freaking out. This guy's up a lot. You always play him. Like, he's probably super annoying from looking at like his play style. So like, I think that this is more of like we're under pressure and we made a mistake. And we need to be able to correct that mistake quickly in the moment. So what's something we can do to cover an option that's really good, that's good and somewhat simple to do? Something that doesn't require tons of brain power, ideally.
Falling up there.
I love that. Why is that good? Why do you think that?
Because I think based on where the Nair hit, it's kind of hard for him to tech it. And falling up air is just gonna beat the miss tech. It beats tech in place. If he techs in, I can then just like react and cover it. If he techs away, I get center. It's just such a good response to everything.
Yeah, we can just kind of, and the nice thing is we can just kind of do it, and if we're late, we'll just land an L cancel, and then we can block the get up attack if he goes for it.
Yeah, that too. It's just very safe and easy.
Yeah, it's just good. Sometimes
Hmm.
things are just good.
Yeah.
Note another option I kind of like. Nair.
Yeah,
What?
like a late one.
Yeah, late Nair forward. Why do you think I like that one?
Because I mean, it's has very little landing lag, so like you can kind of just cover miss tech and tech in place. It's easy to, and then just move on.
Well, yeah, and like if he rolls to the side, then we can continue pressuring,
Exactly.
potentially get a follow up. What happens? Like, do you find that foxes ever like go for like after they've been knocked over by something like that, and they go through like the miss tech animation, so they miss the tech. Do you ever find that they are like really ready to tech the next one?
No.
Okay. I find that like sometimes when they miss the tech on the first hit, they're usually actually pretty good about like teching the thing that's coming, like in case it's like, oh, I don't know, like a shine, an air, or something like that.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So if he rolls into the corner off of, like, if he arms attacks into the corner or in play by, by like doing one in place, which would be holding down, or
Mhm.
rolls there by holding down and back, which is pretty standard combo DI. There's like a non-zero chance we can then shine him out of like a tech lockout, can't we?
Yeah.
Well, that seems pretty good.
Hmm.
I think yours is more consistent, but like it's just again food for thought, right?
Right, for sure.
I think that like in these situations, sometimes when we're missing them, we're just not like using enough of our options for like that account for the situations where we're not set up perfectly. So it can be good to explore and get creative with them, because I don't want you to like think it's just Nair and up here there. Like you have you're Fox, you have like 8 trillion things that probably murder him there, but like in varying degrees of effectiveness and difficulty afterwards. But like, I think it's important to acknowledge we're not always set up for an RTC. RTCs are hard. Like, they require a lot of clarity of mind.
I saw something there, an interaction that just happened too, where I was like at perfect spacing to dash back to the down tilt, but then I just kept going.
Yeah.
Like right there.
Yeah. So that's that spacing thing.
Yeah. It's like I just like am not reacting fast enough either, I think, because I just kept running for no reason.
Well, I think.
Or maybe it's more like it shouldn't be that I'm reacting. I should know how much space I'm willing to give up if they're going to approach on me and give up just that much.
Bingo! We have a winner. Alrighty, yeah, because like it's when we've talked about this game dynamic, this like the match dynamics here. The thing that like always kind of confuses me is like how much you're like. You value center stage you value stage really weirdly. I don't mean that disparagingly. I mean like it seems to be a higher priority than I'd necessarily give it, and I can see how it comes in handy in some matchups. I don't think this is one of them.
Okay.
Because with Fox, the whole thing is that his range is limited on his hands, right? Like on his hands and legs. But his movement's really high, so if you're giving the opponent free spots to move in, then you're not negotiating your position very well, because you're giving him way too much up front.
Right.
Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
okay.
That does. No. It's just like,
Oh, nice comeback.
Yeah, I
Easy clap.
almost got it. I was so sad.
Yeah, I'll get him next time. You'll know spacing next time, like he's done.
Right. There's this Fox player from Columbus, Free Balloon Day, and he, when I was newer, like really like dug it into me that I should care a lot. I'm not trying to call him out or anything, just like he dug it into me really hard that I should care about center stage like a lot, and kind of just stuck with me. I can't believe I lost this game. That's so sad. But I can't believe I missed that.
Oh, so that I think is that I could you have hit that? I don't know if you can.
I don't think I could have. I think I had to have. I think I just like with how far he drifted back, what I probably should have done there is like, and then like
back
he just, yeah, he just like double jumps. I think he got clipped by side B or something. It's just bad.
Yeah. So like, so know what I actually really like in this kind of spot. So after you go for this, so I like to aim the shine if it looks like it's not gonna hit, like here, and jump back, and then like illusion them.
Yeah, that makes sense. I do that sometimes against like Luigi or like other characters, but then I just like double jump, turn around, grab ledge, and like Sheik. I do that a lot, but I've never really thought about it against Fox or like illusioning after either.
Yeah, I mean like but it makes sense though, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean like that's the main thing. Let's watch the second game, but like let's watch the second game because I think a lot of the things will be the same in the second game as this one, but. Yeah, I think that overall, believe it or not, I actually think you're like this is the type of thing that's going to be pretty easy to fix, or like easy to change, because really it's just more like I feel like you're giving him a lot more space than you think you need to, and I think that's probably contributing to like your trouble with like dealing with the wall characters, because if you have a similar thing where you give them more room than they need, like they're going to be really hard to engage. So I think your homework is. Play with a riskier spacing. Try to get as close to the opponent as you can with your standard footing, and keep inching forward and forward more with how you're positioning until you find the spot where you're getting hit, and then start backing up. Because then start backing up and figure out like what the levels of danger are at those zones, because you really want to build kind of like a level of. You want to know. You want to have a really fluid idea of where the line is, because the spacing in this game is very granular. So yeah, we just want to make sure we're respecting that.
Okay.
It's also funny you mentioned Balloon Day, because I've actually worked with him.
Oh, that is funny. Yeah, he's a really cool dude. I'm a big fan.
I feel like he's scared of me whenever we talk, and I'm just like, no, you don't have to be. I'm harmless.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know him super well because he's Columbus and I was from Cleveland, but we've always had good interactions. He's just kind of quiet.
Yeah, be very quiet. Let's do 70 speed, 70%.
Okay.
Okay, so we have the right
What?
idea here. So what could
Hmm.
we be doing better than these up tilts?
Bear, I think, probably covers a better space. Or like just dashing. Yeah, yeah, dashing under side flat. That's right. We dash under side flat, and then if he drifts under side flat, he has to commit to an attack. He can't commit to an attack until he gets under side flat. So
Yep.
then you can just like go out there and back air because you're below him, so he's bad hitting you in that position.
No,
And
you
then
can.
if he drifts back into stage away from the side flat, you're just dashing to the under side flat and you can whip punish.
Right, so remember, he double jumped here, so we could also just, like, wave dash here, and then that keeps
Yeah,
our access to our up tilt.
right. Okay,
That's kind of
that makes
cool.
sense. Yeah.
If the funny thing is, if you turn and then wave dash back, you also have access to your down tilt. So you actually can, like, this is a spot where you can use Fox's wave dash into tilts effectively. Um,
Mhm.
Everything else you've said about, like, dashing under here and up smashing him, naring him, grabbing him, whatever, like, that is all good too. That's all fine. Back airing him totally works. But yeah, like, the thing is, by being underneath Fox like this, we kind of give him everything he wants, don't we? Because, like, we have to throw out an attack that's aligned to beat this when he's coming down, and he has his timing mix up. So he actually has a card to play here, but if we go here, he has none. So that's the
Mhm.
difference. That's the difference. Card, he has a card if we fight like this because he can just fall into us and hit us, and then the onus is on us to like play to beat this if we stay here. If we come up with back here, it doesn't matter. Like he just loses, but that's also like a fairly low reward option. But going over here and getting that up tilt anti-air or whatever, or like, you know, grab or whatever, that's like a high reward option. So this just doesn't really do enough for us, in my opinion. And then we go for it again. But that's okay because it's I'm not pointing it out to be like, oh, you're so bad or something. No, because you do hit them and you do have good timing on them. And what I'm pointing out is more of like, there are other options that we can explore that sometimes that multitask, and this is a thing that comes up a lot in your play. So there's like a lot of margin to be gained by working on it.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense then.
Why would I try to
And
make
no,
people
I
feel
don't. No, I was about to say, and no, I don't feel offended at all.
good? Because yeah, like if I wanted to, if I wanted to make fun of someone, I have so many other ways of doing it, but I don't really see the point of
Yeah,
that.
right. Mhm. Yeah, like there again, I could have just dashed into their side flat.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, once you look at the diagrams enough, you'll start seeing the lines everywhere, and it's actually really
Oh
fun.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Look, because right idea, you're just too far away.
Yeah. Right, like he pulled out. Okay. I don't even think I was too far away. I think I just missed it. Like I just like dashed back again. But I'm not sure.
I think you know what? You're the Fox main. I will defer to your expertise, but
I
like,
might be wrong. Yeah,
but
you know much more about it than I do.
I mean, you know what? I was very good at this game. I still think I'm pretty good, at least in terms of like
Mhm.
knowing it and like being able to learn it and teach it. But yeah, I mean, I would have no illusions that you are a stronger player than me in terms of raw skill, raw power right now, and I'm fine with that.
Mhm.
I think I am gonna try to get master with Nest this season though. I'm currently in
That'd
Diamond
be
1.
really cool. Yeah. Um, I, I don't know how like comparable he is on the tier list to Mewtwo, but I know if Mewtwo's like made it to GM. Uh, I have no idea how good Ness is or how good you think he is though compared to the other like characters around there.
I think he could be around like Mewtwo, Young Link, Game and Watch, like that neck of the, like maybe Mario even, like that neck of the woods. Like they're bad, but like they kind of have stuff, that kind of group.
Yeah,
But like,
that makes sense.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know though. And the thing is, I don't even if I get there, I don't think I will ever really know because yeah, there's just so few inputs into their metagames at any moment.
Hmm.
So talk to me. We have our last 5 minutes. Tell me what tell me some things you learned and some things that you're going to apply to different characters.
I think the main takeaways here are just like I guess thinking about their range of movement once they commit to somewhere and abusing that, like, oh, hey, it's going to be hard for you to go here, so I'm going to occupy the space and wait or something like that. In more broader terms of like going under side plat when you react to the full hop. I think as well, it's like just playing closer to my opponent, recognizing what spaces they can hit me and how close they can be while still being able to dash back with punish. And what was the last one? Oh yeah, sometimes when they're just like up there, I can just go out and hit them.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
I
One thing I'd add, pay attention to the stage features and how they influence decisions. I think that's like
oh
a really, really key thing, because like the presence of the ledge, like we talked about the side platforms, but there's more than just side platforms. There's the ledge, there's slopes, there's like lots of little subtle things that we can use that can give us the upper hand when we know what they do to our opponent's tools and to our tools. So just minor thing, not a huge thing. Everything that you said there is wonderful, and I think that you have a lot to work on. Do you have any questions for me, or like anything you want to know before we kind of like in our last 4 minutes?
yeah, I guess I was just wondering. This is being recorded, right?
Absolutely.
Would it be possible I can see the VOD just to rewatch it?
They all go on the same place. They go on my YouTube channel, so absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Do you want the link to it?
Yes, please.
Sure. So it's at KirbyKaze7726, but I will get you the link. One
All
moment.
right, thank you so much.
No, thank you. You're the one. Hey, you paying customers like you are the ones that make like all of this possible. So I'm
For
good. Like we're good. Like we are on such good terms. Let me now grab that for you. So where is it? Share, share, share. Why can I not see anything? Share channel. There we go. Okay, here you go. Oh wait, no. Why does it? I hate technology sometimes because I'm like ancient. Okay, there we go. Yeah, and like other sessions that I've had with people have gone up as well. Because we dealt with like PvP stuff, the Mokis this week won't be going up because like if you don't want a session to go up, you always retain the right to like request that. But yeah, like things like I went over a Marth player like edgeguarding zones, stage features, and DI. With Essie, I worked with her the other day, and we did like some Sheik versus Fox positioning stuff. Guava, we talked about safe turnip pulls. Yeah, there's like a lot of good stuff already up there, and I've got like 10 in the queue. So yeah, they're all gonna go up there.
Okay, makes sense. Cool.
Hmm. So, are you going to any big tournaments on the horizon?
I'm going to Gommel in May, and
Yo.
yeah, I love Toronto, so I'm excited to go back. Other than that, I can't think of anything. I'm probably gonna go to Big House, and if there's like a regional that pops up near me, I'll go.
Nice. So I'm thinking about I'm gonna be putting together a Discord server to like have the people like have people I've taught, um, like kind of all in one place. Optional to join, of course. But I am thinking that for Gommel, I'd like to float the idea of a learner, like of maybe like doing a meetup with all y'all, because I think that would be super fun. Maybe get a meal, maybe get like lunch or something together.
Yeah, I'd be down.
Perfect.
Oh,
Okay, so I'll have to get on that sooner rather than later, so we can figure this out. But yeah, if I see you at Gommel, I challenge you to a duel. Let's play a game.
okay, sure. I'd be down.
You can beat up my Ness. Anyway, I'll let you go. But I think that this went great, at least on my end. And as with all things, if you have any feedback on what I can be doing better, or follow up questions on any of the content that we went over today, send it my way. I want to make sure that you know. And yeah, I
All right.
think that we are good. Unless any closing remarks, or do you think we're good?
I think we're good. Yeah, I think that was very helpful.
Fantastic. Go forth and beat up Peaches. We'll talk
All
soon.
right, thank you. Have a nice day.